lie, being in front of the camera is kind of weird. I haven't been in front of the camera in a really long time, at least not seriously enough to, you know, be seen in a video or a picture. I'm here because, as I'm sure a lot of you know, I'm a photographer and I travel a lot to do a lot of dance photography. I've traveled to places I never thought I would go because of it. I've made connections with people I never thought I would because of it. It's been really, really awesome. And it's kind of scary because I've only really had a camera since April of 2018. A month before graduating college for video game design. Like, I never thought that I would ever be a photographer in my life. I had always loved cameras and pictures that people took. I remember in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you could pause the game and like it would freeze frame everything and you could take pictures and save them to the Wii. And I would love to do that. I would play matches in Brawl specifically for the purpose of pausing the game and taking cool pictures. Seeing how the characters looked on the screen and all the cool things that the character models were doing. I loved that. There was one instance of a guy at an art show telling me that I shouldn't go into photography, that I don't want to do it. I think I was 10 at the time. And that can be really discouraging for a 10-year-old who is very artistically minded. I've always really loved the arts. Art, music, all of the more artistically aligned classes all the way from elementary school through high school was what I excelled the most at. Band was the highlight of a lot of my classes in middle and high school. It was my favorite class to take. It was one of the things I was best at. I've always been really creatively minded. The sciences and math, cool, yeah, that I thought I wanted to do it because there were some things that came easier than others, but bottom line, creative arts was where my heart has always laid? See, words aren't my strong suit either. So even though I put photography on the back burner for a long time, didn't even think about it, didn't really pursue it at all, I put no thought into me, Sammi Coons, being a photographer. That was never a thought in my mind at all. I thought I would go on to be a video game designer. That was a goal I had had since I was 6 years old when Legend of Zelda Wind Waker came out. Still my favorite game to this day, by the way. I thought I wanted to be a chef at one point. I thought I wanted to be a defense lawyer. Thank you, Phoenix Wright. I thought I wanted to go into music, but didn't want to teach, so I didn't know where I could go with that. So when I got the chance to play with a camera for the first time in my life, about a month before I was supposed to graduate college, 5 years of college, I had no idea what that was going to hold for me. I immediately fell in love with it. Holding a camera, taking pictures of my friends dancing, capturing moments suspended in time, I completely fell in love with it. I had no idea that I would. Cue my surprise when I told my mother probably a week or so later that I loved photography and I wanted my own camera. Of course, this came out of nowhere, which was probably weird for my mother, but thanks to my mom and dad and their generosity, I was able to get my first camera and my first lens, both of which are what I mainly use now. So I got my camera in May. And ever since then, I don't really travel anywhere without it. And aside from photography, something I never thought that I would be really interested in is dancing. I've been swing dancing for about 5 years now, seriously teaching for, I want to say 4 of that. It's a big part of my life and a big part of the life I've made here in Grand Rapids and a life that I share really happily with a lot of my friends. It's where I've made a lot of my friends. It's where I've been able to make the most connections with a lot of people I never expected, learn a lot of things I never thought I'd learn in my life. Dancing is a really big part of who I am as a person now. And so when I was able to get a camera, I was able to combine the newfound love of photography with my long-standing love of swing dancing and kind of combine them both together. And that's where my passion for dance photography has come in. I never really had the energy to literally dance all night. That's never been my thing. And so traveling to dance events, it was kind of frustrating because I felt like I wasn't really getting a lot out of it because I wasn't as interested in dancing all the time as my friends were. I loved being in the space and the environment with all the feelings that people were having, listening to the music. The setting was perfect. I loved being in those settings and environments. But I still felt like there was something missing, like I could be doing more. So when I got my camera, everything kind of changed. I was able to go to dances and view dancing in a different light than I hadn't been able to before. If I didn't want to dance, I could just hold my camera in front of me and take pictures of the people dancing instead. It's been really fulfilling and a choice that I'm really glad that I was able to make. And now I've been able to travel and take pictures of people dancing in lots of different cities and scenes and take pictures of all my friends, all the instructors, all the new people, to bring the same joy to other people that other dance photographers had brought to me. And through this, I've been able to connect with a lot of other dance photographers I never thought I would. People that I've really respected looking at their photographs over the many years that I've been able to dance. People like Braden Neeson, Jeff Lako, Jerry Almonte, people that I've really genuinely looked up to. And through knowing and being connected with those people, I was able to witness a lot of the really cool things that they were able to do. Braden Neeson and his Hella Positive pinup, which is amazing. You should definitely check that out if you haven't already. Jerry Almonte and his hashtag Street Dancer project. Things like those are really inspiring to a creative mind like me. I haven't been doing this very long, but it makes me want to figure out ways that I can do something special for myself as well. So that's kind of why I'm making this video. Like I said, I'm not used to being in front of the camera, but I've always really enjoyed making videos, projects, making things. And so the project that I was talking about on Facebook yesterday that I want to do is something I've kind of been thinking about for a while now. It started actually as an idea for a capstone project that I was gonna do for school, an animation project based on dance and photography. Didn't have my camera then, but apparently I still had the desire to do things with photography, apparently. And that idea was called Portraits of a Dancer. It kind of takes elements of a lot of the different things that I've seen that I really think are super cool about different projects from people that have inspired me. For example, Humans of New York. They'll find somebody on the street, take pictures of them, and take a little snippet of their life or a quote from them. Braden and his Hella Positive pinup. He has a blog post that goes along with each photo set that he takes, written by the person themselves, talking about themselves however they want to. The hashtag Street Dancer project, taking pictures of people just on the streets being authentically them within their dancing. Even somebody like Jordan Matter, a really highly respected dance photographer, just going out and taking pictures of people existing as they are in places you necessarily wouldn't expect them. So that's kind of what this is about. It's kind of a way for people to express themselves in their dancing. Why they dance, what they do, what makes them move, everything that they love about dancing and music. The way I do my photography is to capture people as naturally as possible, being the most authentic version of them that they can be. I don't like to impose on people if I don't have to, which is why I've really found a joy in dance photography. I can stand off to the side and let people exist in their own space of dancing without me having to interfere and interrupt what they're doing. And I kind of want to capture that for pretty much everybody. The idea for the project goes kind of something like this. I'll have you dance. Whatever that means to you. If that means doing some really cool choreography, some really intricate jazz moves, dancing with a partner and doing some really kick-ass aerials. I just want it to be the best representation of you and your dancing. Or the most authentic version of you and your dancing. I'll take a picture of whatever that is, and then we just sit down and talk. We talk about what your dancing means to you, why you dance, what dance even is to you, anything and everything that you might have to say about dancing. And then I'll make a post about it. I would make a post with the picture and a snippet of whatever you said in our conversations. That way, I can show the most authentic snapshot of who you are as a dancer. I figure this can apply to people on their own, dancing couples, even groups or scenes, if that's what happens. I just think this is a really cool way to showcase people in their dancing in a bit of a more personal light. I know I have always loved talking about my dancing, and within that, it makes me think about what dancing means to me. And so, of course, being a dance photographer and watching people dance all the time, I wonder how other people view the dance, and I think that'd be really cool to show it off to the world. I figure this project can also branch off into portraits of a non-dancer. So it's inclusive to other people who might not necessarily be dancers, but I've met in my dancing journey or have close ties to dancers or dance scenes. I just really like connecting with people, and I think this could be a really good way to do that. So when I asked if people want to help, that means that I would want to take a picture of you, whoever you are in your dancing. This has just been an idea I've been brewing in my head for a really long time, and I don't really know where it's gonna go or what's gonna happen with it. I don't know where this might lead me in my journey as a photographer, but I'm just really excited to take a different step in my dance photography journey at all. I've been looking for ways to express myself in a bit of a different light, and I think this would be a really good way to do it. And with this project, I'm kind of hoping to expand it as well. I really actually enjoy making and editing videos, even though I'm not in front of the camera all that often. But I'm hoping that if this project goes the way that I'm thinking it might, I'll be able to expand into doing video of the process as well. Videoing behind the scenes of how the dancers dance, seeing it in real time instead of just a picture, doing a video of me talking to the dancer about dance so that people can get a more authentic view of how the dancer exists, which is the whole way I do my photography, and just giving me a reason to just be as creative as possible with all of this. I have a lot of ideas and I don't want to go too big too fast, but I think there's a lot of ways that this project can be applied, and I'm really looking forward to how that happens. All of this is to say that I just really want to take a picture of you guys dancing, and I think that this could be a really good way to do it, and a really fun way to just change up the way that I focus on dancing. I think it could be really cool to work with you guys, to have an excuse to see you all again, because a lot of you that were interested are people that live far away, so if I have an excuse to come visit you, that's like perfect in my book. So I'm kind of hoping after hearing all this, you guys are still interested in helping make Portraits of a Dancer a reality. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes and looking forward to working with you all. Thanks!